Left alone.
We'll talk later.
We have to reach the Empress before Corypheus. The only question is...
We know how. At the urging of Grand Duchess Florian, the Empress is holding a... during the festivities.
The assassin must be hiding within one of these factions.
Tell me... Empress, she works tirelessly to secure... She has yet to name... Especially...
Celine, what better place for an assassin to hide than the Empress? Who is... That would... A personal grudge and a network of saboteurs.
Wait.
It's not... Even if a lie, Briella could use it to... What?
The man... He's Celine... He's also a chevalier. Most of their numbers...
Aren't the...
Most... The Emperor... They believe Gaspard could lead the Empire back to the glory of Drake and...
You've given...
With Gaspard...
My...
Just give the word...
The political situation in Halam Shiral hangs by a thread. The Empress fears our presence could sever it. The Grand Duke is only too happy to have us at the ball as his guests, so our invitation comes from him. Whether we act as his allies or upset the balance of power, he gains an opportunity, if not a clear advantage.
It is a great pleasure to meet you, Inquisitor Lavellen. Bringing the Templars into your ranks was not just a brilliant military move, but a clever political ploy as well. Imagine what the Inquisition could accomplish with the full support of the rightful Emperor of Orlais.
I can see many benefits to such an alliance.
Keep the image firmly in mind. We may see it. I am not a man who forgets his friends, Inquisitor. My lady, are you prepared to shock the court by walking into the Grand Ball with a hate? They will be telling stories of this into the next age.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Duke Gaspard. I look forward to ending this civil...
As do I, my friend. The Empire needs stability. If you have the safety of the Orlesian people at heart, Inquisitor, perhaps this elven woman, Briala, I suspect that she and my people have found these ambassadors all over the fortifications. Sabotage seems the least of their crimes.
Tell me there's more to your suspicion than the elves were acting dodgy.
That Ambassador Briala... That is, until my cousin had her arrested for crimes against the Empire to cover up a political mistake. If anyone in this room wishes Celine harm, Inquisitor, it's that elf. I detest the game. We're keeping the...
Is that the Inquisitor?
An elf savage! Oh, make a for...
This is Gaspard's idea of a joke.
You there! Rabbit! It was a gift from the Countess Montbelliard, enchanted by the Fomari. I cannot go into the ball without it.
Is this ring particularly...
Its worth in coin is not... It was a gift from a member of the Council of Heralds. If she finds out I lost it, she will never forgive me. Not even if I live to be 1,000 years old.
What's your game? Are you trying to convince the Countess that you treasure her gift? Or just gain importance by getting the Inquisitor to run a menial errand for you?
I assure you, the ring truly is lost. And I must find it or risk terrible repercussions. Maker, what am I going to do if I cannot find my ring?
Is this the ring you are looking for?
You have... Maker, what am I going to do if I cannot find my...
Is this...
You have...
What is Gaspard up to? Wouldn't surprise me. Is that the Inquisitor?
A Dalish? No, that cannot be.
I should look around.
It's been too long since I've had any work from Valois.
foreigners.
Interesting.
Any word from the front lines?
My spies said the bodies were beyond counting.
Surely the Empress will put an end to the war tonight.
Pray, my friend. If the Maker does not hear us now, just pray. I must walk. It is no simple matter of etiquette and protocol. Every word, every gesture is measured and evaluated for weakness.
I'll keep my...
The game is like Wicked Grace played to the death. You must never reveal. When you meet the Empress, the eyes of the entire court, you are safer staring down Corypheus.
It might be a good idea for the others.
I'll have a few... Everything will be fine. Andraste, watch over us all.
Gaspar take the throne without the permission of the Council of Heralds?
He plans to
Need
take
to
it
have
by
his
force.
jacket let out a
If the
little.
council won't recognize him, he'll march
It will
against
take some time to get our men into the palace. I'll alert you when we're ready.
I can hardly believe Gaspar and Celine are in the same room.
Grand Duchess Florian must
I
have
had
worked a
hoped to
miracle
tour
to
the
get them
Royal
here.
Wing Gardens again.
I have heard they are the finest in the Empire. It's such a pity the wing is sealed. How could the Empress afford to renovate the palace without war going on?
I heard that it wasn't renovations at all. The palace was damaged by Gaspar's catapults.
He fired on the Winter Palace? That's monstrous. I heard Celine was having the entire wing redecorated. But the timing is atrocious.
Why would she do such a thing now?
It will take some time to get our men into the palace. I'll alert you when we're ready.
How can they call this a vestibule? It's a foyer.
Please, it's barely half the size of the foyer in the Imperial Palace. It's obviously just a vestibule.
I'd call it more of an antechamber myself.
No one asked you.
The guest wing is not open to the public at this time, Inquisitor.
Interesting. Well, that's useful.
Gaspar never struck me as pious.
Boring.
If nothing else, the Inquisition backing Gaspar would make Celine nervous. You know how pious she is.
Who does Orzammar favor in the negotiations tonight?
King Edukun has put considerable coin behind the Empress in hopes the trade in foodstuffs will resume quickly.
Is there any progress on the Helmi expedition?
House Pace remains steadfast in all attempts to get into the tide.
I heard the Grand Duke invited the Inquisition.
And Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon. Shepherd and leash of the wayward Order of Templars, purger of the heretics from the ranks of the faithful.
Remember to smile. This is all for show, my dear.
Champion of the Blessed Andraste herself.
Did you see their faces? Priceless.
Accompanying the Inquisitor, Madame Vivienne, First Enchanter of the Circle of Magi, Enchanter of the Imperial Court, Mistress of the Duke of Ghislaine, Lord Dorian Pavus, Member of...
Cousin,
Grand Duke, we are always honored when your presence graces our court.
don't waste my time with pleasantries, Celine.
We will meet for the negotiations after we have seen to our other...
Inquisitor?
Lady Inquisitor, we welcome you to the Winter Palace. Allow us to present our cousin, the Grand Duchess of Leeds, without whom this gathering would never have been...
What an unexpected pleasure. I was not aware the Inquisition would be part of our festivities. We will certainly speak later, Inquisitor.
Your arrival at court is like a cool wind on a summer's day.
Someone here is working for Tevinter.
To the uninitiated, the court is full of intrigue. How do you find Halam Shiral?
I've never seen anything to equal the Winter Palace.
We hope you will find time to feel free to enjoy the pleasure. We look forward to watching you dance.
Inquisitor, a word when you have a moment.
Tell me. Yvette, how are Mama and Papa? Are they in good health? Inquisitor?
All right.
Inquisitor.
At the urging of Grand Duchess Florian, the Empress is holding. During the festivities, Celine will be meeting for peace talks with the usurper Duke Gaspard and Ambassador Briala.
The assassin must be hiding within one of these factions. What do...
The man who would have been Emperor. He's Celine's cousin, and was first in line to inherit the throne when Emperor Florian died. Celine outmaneuvered him. She won over the Council of Heralds, who hold authority over title disputes. She became Empress, and he a general in the Imperial Army. He's well loved by the troops. He's also a Chevalier. Most of their number sided with him when he turned on the Empress.
Aren't the Chevaliers part of the army? Why would they follow the Duke?
Most Chevaliers are sworn to serve the crown, but that does not give them faith in the person wearing it. The Empress has tried to improve relations with Ferelden and Navarra. The Chevaliers see her as anti-military. They believe Gaspard could lead the Empire back to the glory of Draken's expansion years.
Who is this?
An ambassador in name only. She has organized the elves of Halam Shiral. The Empress invited her to the peace talks in a bid to gain the elves' alliance. That would be scandal enough, without the rumor that Briala is a jilted lover of Celine's. A personal grudge and a network of saboteurs at her command.
Wait, the elven leader is a jilted lover.
It's not widely known. Just a rumor whispered among... If it's true and where to get out. The Empress and an elf. This scandal could destroy Celine's court. Even if a lie, Briala could use it to blackmail the Empress. She has some connection to the throne.
Tell me everything we know about the Empress.
Empress Celine is a renowned diplomat and reformer. She works tirelessly to secure peace for the Empire. Unfortunately, many Orlesians view peace as complacency. She has yet to name an heir, leaving the future of the Empire in doubt if anything happens to her. Especially when the next in line is her cousin Gaspard, who's made few friends on the Council of...
Celine is surrounded at all times by countless guards, courtiers. What better place for an assassin to hide than the Empress's own household?
How can Gaspard still be next in line while he wages war against his Empress?
The title Grand Duke indicates that he was a prince before the Empress took the throne.
Do we need to go to the peace talks? The Empress must have personal guards. We could just...
We've made the attempt.
It seems that...
It's better that we don't leave this to chance. If Orlais falls to...
We shouldn't...
The political situation in Halam-Shiral hangs by a thread. The Empress fears our presence could sever it. Whether we...
Imagine what the Inquisition could accomplish.
Exactly what...
I am not a man who forgets. My lady, they will be telling stories of this into the next.
There's a Tevinter assassin on the loose, Gaspard. Finding him is my priority.
That is a grave allegation, my friend. A foreign power. I have no doubt this Tevinter is hiding within the ranks of the... My people have found these ambassadors all over the fortifications. Sabotage seems the least of their crimes. That is, until my cousin had her arrested for crimes against the Empire. If anyone in the... I detest the...
Is that the Inquisitor?
An elf savage! Oh, make a forbid!
This is Gaspard's idea of a joke.
You there! Rabbit! It was a gift from the Comtesse Montbelliard. Enchanted by the Fomari.
Is this...
She will never forgive me.
That's a
If the cop... Should you... Maker, what am I going to do if I cannot find my ring?
Is this the ring you are looking for?
Enjoy the pub.
Is that the Inquisitor?
A delish? No, that cannot be. Where has that servant gone? Elves, always shirking their duties. Is it true the Inquisitor was laid out of the Fey Banner? And I report on the casualties in the days.
Foreigners. Any word from the front lines?
My spies said the bodies were beyond counting.
Surely the Empress will put an end to the war tonight.
Pray, my friend. If the Maker does not hear us now, just pray. It is no simple matter of etiquette. You are safer staring down Corypheus. Everything will be fine. And Raste watch over us all.
What is Gaspar up to? It wouldn't surprise me if he brought the Inquisitor here.
Solus has already gone inside. I'm not sure about the others. I need to have this jacket let out a little. It will take some time to get our men into the palace. I'll alert you when we're ready.
Can Gaspar take the throne without the backing of the Council of
I heard
Heralds?
Celine was having the entire wing redecorated. But the timing is atrocious.
Why would she do such a thing now? I had hoped to tour the Royal Wing Gardens again.
I have heard they are the finest in the Empire. It's such a pity the wing is sealed. How could the Empress afford to renovate the palace with a war going on?
I heard that it wasn't renovations at all. The palace was damaged by Gaspar's catapults.
He fired on the Winter Palace? That's monstrous.
Interesting. Well, that's useful.
How can they call this a vestibule? It's a foyer.
Please.
Waste of time.
Why are there so many elves here?
Gaspar never struck me as pious. You must think he gains military advantage with the Inquisition.
Is there any progress on the Helmi expedition, Admiral?
House days remain steadfast. All attempts at getting to the tide.
If nothing else, the Inquisition backing Gaspard will make sense.
Boring.
I can hardly believe Gaspard and Celine are in the same room.
Grand Duchess Florian must have worked a miracle to get them here.
I had no idea.
I wish there was more news coming from the Grand.
Good news is becoming an increasingly rare commodity.
I heard the Grand Duke invited the Inquisition here.
And now presenting Grand Duke Gaspard de Chalon, and accompanying him, Lady Inquisitor Lavellen. Shepherd and leash of the Wayward Order of Templars, purger of the heretics from the ranks of the faithful.
Remember to smile. This is all for show, my dear.
Champion of the Blessed Andraste herself.
Did you see their faces? Priceless.
Accompanying the Inquisitor, Madame Vivienne, First Enchanter of the Circle of Magi, Enchanter of the Imperial Court, Mistress of the Duke of Ghislaine, Lord Dorian Pavus, Member of the Circle of Arantium, son of Lord Magister Hallward Pavus of Azariel, the Lady Inquisitor's elven serving man, Solus, Sir Callum Stanton Rutherford of Honleaf, Commander of the Forces of the Inquisition, former Knight Commander of Kirkwall, Lady Liliana, Nightingale of the Imperial Court, Veteran of the Fifth Blight, Seneschal of the Inquisition, and Left Hand of the Divine, and Lady Josephine Charette Montillier of Antiva City, Ambassador of the Inquisition.
Cousin, my dear sister.
Grand Duke, we are always honored when your presence graces our court.
Don't waste my time with pleasantries, Celine. We have business to conclude.
We will meet for the negotiations after we have seen to our other guests.
Inquisitor?
Lady Inquisitor, we welcome you to... Allow us to...
What an unexpected...
Your arrival at court is like a cool wind on a summer's day.
I am delighted to be here, Your Majesty.
We have heard much of your exploits, Inquisitor. They have made grand tales for long evenings. How do you find Halam Shiral?
I've never seen anything to equal the Winter Palace.
We hope you will find time to take in some of its beauties. Feel free to enjoy the pleasures of the ballroom, Inquisitor. We look forward to watching you dance.
Inquisitor, a word when you have a moment.
It's true. The Templars have returned to the faith.
You can always see her side. Things to come.
I don't take her side.
Is that her?
The only one
Did you
who
just
survived the Temple of Sacred
grab my
Ashes.
bottom?
Yes.
I'm a weak man.
Inquisitor, did you need something? The sooner we track down this infiltrator, the better.
Do you have any advice?
There are a few here we can trust. Be careful.
Who do you think the Inquisition should support?
Gaspard's claim to the throne is fair. Morlaix needs someone capable of responding to the crisis at hand. A military-minded leader seems the best option.
Have you noticed?
Nothing that stands out. I doubt there's a single...
You've attracted a following.
I don't know. They won't leave me alone.
I take it you're not enjoying it.
At this point, the headache I'm developing is preferable to the
We'll talk...
I await you.
Laurent was the love of my life. Perhaps we can speak later, Inquisitor.
Have you heard from your nephew?
Not since his regiment joined the fighting.
Are you happy to see me at all, Josie?
It may not have been wise to attend this particular engagement, Fred.
I didn't want to come. Mother made me. At least Haram Sharal has such pretty gardens. They're so darling. I took out my parchment.
Not another book of poetry.
Josephine! Oh, Josephine! Is this her?
Inquisitor, please allow me to present to you my younger sister, Yvette Gabriella Montillier.
Delighted to meet you.
Inquisitor, I've heard so much... Josephine writes... Is it true you found the Red Templars sacrificing heretics?
Yvette?
Everyone in Antiva City is saying so. Is it true?
There was dark magic there, yes.
Oh, did you...
That's quite enough, Yvette.
This may be my only chance to hear about when
Oh, yes.
Yvette.
Fine. What about when...
No. Absolutely no.
Huh. She still plays with her doll collection when no one's looking.
Yvette! That's absurd. Absolutely preposterous.
Tell me about yourself, lady.
She would. You should be...
Have you actually sat down?
I must wait for my inspiration.
And I must wait for your tutor's pills.
Which power should the Inquisition throw its...
Celine has held the throne successfully for years. Gaspard has run military campaigns, but never a kingdom. His transition would be, let us say, chaotic.
I see. Did that...
Yvette.
Sorry, Josie.
Half Royal must be empty. So many of the Empire's finest are in attendance. They've noticed the Empress. This uncertainty won't last long, I'm afraid.
I'll see.
Another?
Does anyone have a report on the casualties in the Danes?
I heard the Inquisition was here.
You're so good.
only hope Celine prevails tonight. Gaspard will be with us.
Good. I was hoping I would catch you. What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador is up to something, but she can't be our focus. The best place to strike at Celine is from her side. Empress Celine is fascinated by mysticism, foreseeing the future. She has an occult advisor, an apostate who charmed the Empress and key members of the court as if by... I've had dealings with her in the past. She is ruthless and capable of anything.
How can Celine openly keep an apostate in the Imperial Court?
The Imperial Court has always had an official position for a mage. Before now, it was little better than court jester. Vivian was the first to turn that appointment into a source of real political power. When the circles rebelled, technically every mage became an apostate. The word lost much of its strength.
You think she's controlling the minds of the court? That's powerful blood magic.
She's worth investigating. Can't be sure of anything here. Both leads point toward the guest wing. It's a promising place to start. I'll coordinate with our spies to see if I can find anything better. I will be in the ballroom if you need me.
We are not serving drinks. Order someone else.
Interesting.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuette.
I do adore the heady blend of power, intrigue, danger.
You seem...
I have seen... The powerful have always been the same.
Have you seen...
No, I wonder if you want to find something useful.
Have you...
Your liege, I have kept... The food and drink are excellent.
I'll be back.
And well...
My lady! My lady Inquisitor!
The Empress has sent us with a message for you.
How can I be certain this message...
We three wear the masks of House...
They signify that we are public faces of the...
They are also extremely fashionable.
I'm always honored to hear...
Oh, she is... Empress Celine is eager to assist the Herald of Andraste in her holy endeavor.
She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard is defeated.
That's a generous offer.
The Empress believes wholeheartedly that the Inquisition is our best hope for peace in these days.
She looks forward to cementing a form.
As soon as Gaspard is out of the way.
But we have taken enough of your...
Please, enjoy the masquerade, Inquisitor.
This is a private conversation.
Interesting.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
This is all so familiar. I half expect my mother to materialize from the crowd.
Is this...
You could almost... the same double D. But the night is still young.
Have you...
So far... like a homecoming, honestly.
What if your mother were actually here?
Short one may.
I'm having...
Picture me a young boy of 5 years, then. She certainly always has.
Try not...
You asked...
Interesting. Just gossip. Good to know.
Does anyone have a report on the casualties in the dead?
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing he does could win over.
I don't like that Grand Duke. Nobody should own as many hunting dogs as he does.
Inquisitor Llewellyn, don't head into the servants' wing if you value your neck. Not one else gone in there tonight and come out again.
Our man was supposed to make a pickup in the garden hours ago. Bastard's likely dead by now.
Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
I can't imagine Gaspard being vitriolic. What's the matter?
The Grand Duke bears a grudge against the Council for refusing him the crown. He's threatened death if they refuse him again, collectively and individually, along with their vassals. What backwater did you come from? Everyone knows that.
There must be something here.
This way is closed. Please, use the main entrance to the ballroom.
Well, well. What's this?
Inquisitor Lavellon, is there something I can do for you? I am Lady Marcelette, court historian to Her Imperial Majesty.
What exactly does a court...
I am responsible for the historical
Are you here...
Oh, yes! Even if... Make a forbid.
Good evening.
Another...
Interesting.
Well, well, the Inquisitor. Here as a guest of my nephew, no less. How curious.
I didn't know the...
He's my bro... He was... What else should he do with his life, if not fight for his destiny?
Have you noticed...
My niece Florian hasn't spoken.
What can you...
If you're... It's war.
Another time... Well, that's useful.
Maker, I hope not. It's been too long since I've had any word from Valoyaux. We can only hope Celine prevails tonight. Gaspard will ruin us all.
I need to get back before I'm missed. That's the bell. I should get back to the ballroom.
Where has that servant gone? Elves, always shirking their duties.
That would be the second bell. Fashionably late now.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing he does could win over the Council of Heralds now.
He should have considered that before threatening to...
Waste of time.
Get these pastries out to the diplomats.
I hope you're enjoying
The
yourself.
Duchess has asked for too many.
I'll be
I
back.
can't carry them all.
Just gossip.
I hope you're enjoying yourself. And well. I hope you're enjoying yourself.
I'll be... Well, that's useful.
I heard the Inquisition was here.
Well, well. What have we here? The leader of the new Inquisition, fabled herald of the faith. Delivered from the grasp of the Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself. What could bring such an exalted creature here to the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
I'm here on important business concerning the entire Empire.
As am I, it seems. I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the arcane. You have been very busy this evening, hunting in every dark corner of the palace. Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
I hope so. I could use another ally here.
A sentiment I share.
Recent events.
Recently I found and killed an unwelcome... So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
You left Celine alone. Is that why?
I must return to her. It would be a great fool who strikes at her in public in...
What's your
If anything, there are sharks in the water, and I will not fall prey to them.
Why did you...
I would not have slain the man on... Why? Undoubtedly, I did not know from whence he came until after the battle, and regret... Oh, what intentions the Imperium has here, I suspect you know far...
Briala's people are whispering about disappearances in the servants' quarters. This key may lead there.
The ambassador does have eyes and ears everywhere, does she not? Proceed with caution. What comes next?
Inquisition officer over there. You'll never get to talk to him. He wouldn't even dance with the Comtesse d'Argent.
I still remember the day they came. Another time, perhaps? Another time, perhaps?
Mistress Nightingale,
What a pink. Look at Lady Cambion slip. And those buckles. Toss her into the lake and she'll sink right to the bottom.
There's a...
Everyone. Golden. She. But sir, these are all useful questions.
You did?
This, of course, Alan. All this. For some of us, it has become so familiar that the step...
Who do you think the Inquisition...
What we need most of all is a stable Olay. Either Celine or Gaspard can give us that.
I found this out. I'm not...
Very interesting. It may not a little more dirt like this. And if you find more, let me know.
I should go...
I always...
Why would the Empress invite that elf woman? The game, of course. Celine has something up her sleeve.
Inquisitor,
We will be happy.
Her Imperial Majesty is unfortunately occupied at present.
I'd like to know more about the negotiations. What is the
Peace is... Gaspard.
The war must end tonight. We must conclude this.
It seems...
Oh! By your liege.
While joy...
We must...
The ball is an opportunity to celebrate life.
What can you tell me about the other parties involved?
Gaspard is adept.
He is better suited to the...
He's also fiendishly...
Lady
Even if her...
She is an idealist, but her lack of patience could prove disastrous.
My investigations turned up something interesting. It concerns the Grand Duke. He's made a lot of threats to the Council of Heralds.
The Grand Duke is all talk, Inquisitor.
Very loud talk, accompanied by swords.
He has never had any skill at the game.
Perhaps you could tell me something then. We haven't...
And of course, Lady Fleur. We are the Empress's ladies-in-waiting.
If the evening ends favorably for the Emperor...
Her Imperial Majesty.
She is also a respect...
And she throws the best parties.
My investigations turn... It concerns Ambassador Briala. Her people have
This is extremely alarming.
She could be spying on our...
How exciting!
Good evening.
Until...
Enjoy...
Did you say Gaspard does?
He and Celine aren't getting anywhere, it's obvious.
Inquisitor Lavalin. How... You haven't dazzled the court this evening, but at least you've avoided embarrassing yourself. What brings you to me?
You might be interested in what I've found. It's about Gaspard. He's been...
Typical. Gaspard.
He's been...
Typical. Gaspard's always been a bully, regardless of the Chevalier Code.
You might be interested in what I've found. It's about you, actually.
Of course they are. I'd be a poor spy master if I didn't have spies, Inquisitor.
You murdered negotiators and stole their documents.
In Orlesian politics, Inquisitor, murder and intrigue barely count as crime. If that shocked you, wait until Celine shows her hand. I'm an elf. I'm good at what I do. That's all that matters.
I've been...
I didn't. I suppose you're spy, but we've gone our separate ways now.
What's your...
Empress Celine and I have... There was a time when I put my spy... We had a falling out. Now we are negotiating to determine whether I return to her...
I'm surprised you...
I know it's incriminating. Few harbor more resentment, but if she died after inviting me here, the court would set an elf assassinating the Empress. Alienages across Orlel, across all Thedas, would be purged. That cannot happen.
I want to know more about the peace talk. What can you tell me about...
Gaspard is a warmonger. He served in the war against Ferelden and fought a dozen skirmishes on the Navarran border. He's a simple man. Celine is the voice of reason, but reason is cautious. Reason looks for compromise, however sorely it may be needed.
We'll speak more...
Another time.
Do you enjoy music?
My friend! If you're as delighted by the court as I am.
I'd like...
The heart... But they gave the crown to her. And while it looks fetching on her, I intend to take it back.
Just what do you claim?
If Celine... I want my empire. I do not wish harm on my cousin, but I would not weep.
I have a question about the peace talks.
We will... Celine will talk. Somehow, by the time they stop serving drinks, our war will be...
I get the distinct impression that you don't enjoy politics, Duke Gaspard.
But there are no winners. Like dog. Give me a battlefield, Inquisitor. When I am Emperor, there will be... The nobles may not like it, but after a few lose their head.
What can you...
Brianna may be... She works towards some hidden agenda. Celine is a... But the game is a farce. I will prove that
You didn't
As you might have... If the nobles... And I take joy in watching this.
We'll speak...
Another...
Are all the Delorces here?
If it's the will of the Maker that Gaspard take the throne...
Did you see Gaspard dance?
Where are Alban and Colette?
Who cares? Is that Marquis Etienne? So fiendishly handsome.
This could be worth checking out. Must be the elves Briala's people are looking for. Shall we have a look around? This was no... This man was a council of
Is that the shall...
Time to... Venatory agents! The Venatori were watching. They're organized.
enemies!
Fancy. Shouldn't you be dancing, Inquisitor? What will the nobility say?
Ambassador.
Your reputation for getting results. You cleaned this place out. I came... So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
Gaspard.
I knew it. I knew he would... Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
The Emperor...
You can... I misjudge. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
What do I have to give you in...
Help me, help our people. I know which way the wind is blowing. I'd bet coin that you'll be part of the peace talks before the night is over. And if you happen to lean a little bit our way, it's...
Thank you, Inquisitor.
We'll hold the area.
An elven locket, stored away in a palace safe. Unwise, Celine.
Thank you, Inquisitor.
Is it true what they say? You're the Inquisitor, are you not? We heard stories of your accomplishments.
I'd wager I have better tales than anything you've heard.
I told you, Philippe.
Not everyone fights an archdemon and lives to tell. It's an inspiration.
I'm curious.
They say the army has a battle rage, and you cast down a mountain.
Even if a tenth of that is true, it's a remarkable
If you'd like.
Ready?
You'd only be gone a moment.
Philippe, the world is coming to an end.
You're right. Thank...
There must be something here.
Inquisitor Lavalin. We met briefly. I am Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon. Welcome to my party.
Is there something I can do?
Indeed you can. I believe tonight you and I are both concerned by the actions of... Come, dance with me. Spies will not hear us on the dance floor.
Very well.
I'd be delighted. Have the Dalish gained a sudden passion for politics? What do you know about our civil war?
I assure you the effects of this war reach far beyond the borders of the Orlesian Empire.
Perhaps it does. I should not be surprised to find the Empire is the center of everyone's world.
It took great effort to arrange tonight's negotiations. Yet one party would use this occasion for blackest treason. The security of the Empire is at stake. Neither one of us wishes to see it fall.
I think I can agree with that, yes.
Then you have lifted a terrible burden from my heart, Inquisitor. The world is filled with doubt and uncertainty. I know you are right. You are a curiosity to many, Inquisitor, and a matter of concern to some.
Am I the curiosity or the concern to you, Your Grace?
A little of both, actually. This evening is of great importance, Inquisitor. I wonder what role you will play in it. Do you even yet know who is friend and who is foe? Who in the court can be trusted?
An excellent question. I might ask the same of you, Your Grace.
In the Winter Palace, everyone is alone. It cannot have escaped your notice that certain parties are engaged in dangerous machinations tonight.
I have seen a few signs to that effect.
You have little time. The attack will come soon. You must stop Gaspard before he strikes. In the Royal Wing Garden, you will find the captain of my brother's mercenaries. He knows all Gaspard's secrets. I'm sure you can persuade him to be forthcoming.
We'll see what the night has in store, won't we?
You'll be the talk of the court for months. We should take you dancing more often.
The Duchess had some interesting things to say.
Of that, I have no doubt.
Were you dancing with Duchess Florian?
More importantly, what happened in the servants' quarters? I heard there was fighting.
I hope you have good news. It appears the peace talks are crumbling.
Morrigan helped me get into the servants' quarters, where I found a group of Venatori, and Gaspard's dagger. The man would truly do anything to become Emperor.
Then, the attack on the Empress will happen tonight.
Warning Celine is pointless. She needs these talks to succeed, and to flee would admit defeat.
Then perhaps we should let her die.
I won't stand by and let her die.
Listen to me carefully, Inquisitor. What Corypheus wants is chaos. Even with Celine alive, that could still happen. To foil his plan, the Empire must remain strong. This evening, someone must emerge victorious.
And it doesn't need to be Celine. She's right.
Do you realize what you're suggesting, Leliana?
Sometimes the best path is not the easiest one.
You're asking me to decide what's best for Orlais?
More than that. Whoever controls the Imperial throne will affect all of Thedas.
You cannot stop Corypheus without a decision. You must support someone, or all is lost.
Then we should support Celine. She is the rightful ruler. Why would we say otherwise?
Because she led Orlais to this point. I say Gaspard, provided his sister is wrong about him.
I would suggest Briala. She could bring true peace, not only to the Empire, but also to its elves.
This is, however, your decision, Inquisitor, not ours.
I can't decide this. Not yet.
You must. Even inaction is a decision, Inquisitor.
You could speak to Celine in the ballroom, but she won't act. Not without proof.
If Gaspard is guilty, he'll admit nothing. If he's innocent, he knows nothing. We need the truth.
What did Duchess Florian tell you?
She said Gaspard's mercenary captain is in the Royal Wing, that he knows about the assassination.
Which could be a trap.
Or a lead. Either way, you should search the private quarters in that wing for clues.
Then get me access, and in the meantime, get your soldiers into position.
At once. Be careful, Inquisitor.
Interesting. Boring. Just gossip.
waste of time. I had no idea.
Hello? Is anyone there? Somebody? Anybody?
Get back! Thank you.
Are you all right?
I don't think I'm hurt. No one's supposed to be here. Briala said... Oh, I shouldn't have trusted her.
Briala told you to come to this wing of the palace?
Not personally. The ambassador can't be seen talking to the servants. We get coded messages at certain locations, but the order came from her. She's been watching the Grand Duke all night. No surprise she wanted someone to search his sister's room.
What were you trying to find in Florian's old room?
The message didn't say. I should have known it was a setup.
Is there anyone else who knows the code and the drop location who could have written those orders?
I don't know. Any of us could do it, but... No. No one else would send me here. It had to be Brielle.
If there's a reason you distrust Brielle...
I knew her. Before. Now she wants to play revolution, but I remember. She was sleeping with the Empress who purged our alienage.
Something like that could destroy Briala.
No. Some know she has a history with the Empress. But if the Inquisition will protect me, I'll tell you everything I know about our ambassador.
Most Orlesians would say that's Celine's scandal.
Go to the ballroom. Find Commander Cullen. He'll keep you safe.
unthinking trap. Yes, definitely.
You painted Orlesian assholes! When I get out of this, I'll butcher you like the pigs you are!
Inquisitor, what a pleasure. I wasn't certain you'd attend. You're such a challenge to read. I had no idea if you'd taken my bait.
I fear I'm a bit busy at the moment, if you were looking for a doctor.
Yes, I see that. Such a pity you did not... It was kind of you to walk into my trap so willingly. I was so tired of your meddling. Corypheus insisted that the Empress die tonight, and I would hate to disappoint him.
Why kill the Empress? What does Corypheus...
Celine's death is a stepping stone on the path to a better world. We will cast down your useless maker and usher in a united world, guided by the hand of an attentive god.
You don't have to go through with this, Florian. There's still time to turn back.
Oh, my dear. In their darkest dreams, no one imagines I would assassinate Celine myself. All I need is to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. A pity you'll miss the rest of the ball, Inquisitor. They'll be... Kill her. Bring me the marked hand as proof.
And just his tits, what was all that? Were those demons? There aren't any more of those blasted demons coming, right?
No more demons.
Maker? I knew Gaspard was a bastard, but I didn't think he'd feed me to fucking horrors over a damn bill.
Duke Gaspard.
Well, his sister. But it had to come from... And all that garbage she was spewing doesn't mean anything. Gaspard...
Your accent sounds Ferelden.
Born and raised in Denerim. The Duke wanted to move, so he hired me and my men. He had to offer us...
Want a new job? One that pays better. The Inquisition can all...
You hiring? I'm game. Anything's better. You want me to talk to the Empress, or the court, or sing a blasted song in a chantry? I'll do it.
Disgusting creatures.
We can only hope.
Thank the Maker you're back. The Empress will begin her speech soon. What should we do?
The Grand Duchess is the assassin.
Let all gathered attend.
Beaten at every turn. You've taken the moment of my victory and left me in disgrace. And now you've chased a defenseless woman into the garden. Are you proud of yourself?
We have the palace. Surrender, Your Grace. You don't have to die today.
Surrender? Now? The night is still young. All I need to recover is to kill you, Inquisitor. So good of you to attend my soirée.
Your sister attempted regicide in front of the entire court, Gaspard.
You're the spy master. If anyone knew this atrocity was coming, it...
You don't deny your involvement.
I do deny it. I knew nothing of Florian's plans. But you...
I don't know which is better. That you think I'm all-seeing? Or that you're trying so hard...
Enough! We will not bicker while Tevinter plots against our nation. For the safety of the Empire, I will have answers.
I wouldn't have caught Florian in time without Brielle.
You were working together.
Of course. We have the note to your general ordering him to move troops covertly.
It was a defensive choice.
Keep talking, Gaspard. Eventually, you'll convince somebody.
Gaspard is a bully. Is that the worst you can say of me?
And his mercenary captain will be happy to tell you all their plans for the coup tonight. Briala found all of this out for your sake, so...
In light of overwhelming evidence, we have no choice but to declare you an enemy of the Empire. You are hereby sentenced to death.
I think Ambassador Briala deserves some reward for uncovering all this.
For this service to the Empire, Briala, your previous treachery will be pardoned. But you will have to live in exile.
You're too kind.
Thank you, Inquisitor, for all your efforts tonight. I owe you my life, and Orlais owes you its future. You have done a service for the Empire never to be forgotten, my friend. This piece is your doing. You truly are the instrument of Andraste. Orlais will never forget your part in this, nor will I. Lords and ladies of the court, the civil war which has plagued us is at an end. The Orlesian Empire is whole again. Those who drove us into war for selfish gain have been dealt. Gaspard de Chalon is guilty of treason. He is no longer our cousin, and shall... We have lost enough. No more! Now, in our hour of need, it is the honor of Orlais to stand with Andraste's herald to end this crisis. And in ages to come, our children and grandchildren can... Will you address the court, my friend?
Ending the war was the first step. Our final...
Well said, Inquisitor. We of the court must use our resources. Not every... But that is tomorrow. Tonight, feast, my friends. Enjoy our victory.
The Orlesian nobility make drunken toasts to your victory, and yet you... Do you tire so quickly of their congratulations, Inquisitor? 'Tis most fickle, after all your efforts on their behalf.
Everyone suddenly wants to talk to me. You, at least.
Then I have happy news. By imperial decree, I have been named liaison to the Inquisition. Celine wishes to offer you any and all aid, including mine. Congratulations.
I had no idea you were interested in...
The assignment has been given to me, regardless of my personal interest. Celine knows you face an opponent who wields great magical power, which is far more You will require my knowledge. Regardless, Corypheus is a threat to Orlais, and to myself. Thus, I am not opposed to the appointment.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you at Skyhold.
Is everything all right? You look troubled.
Things went according to plan for one.
Tonight was a triumph. Is there anything I can do? Can I get you anything? A drink, perhaps?
I just need a moment.
The matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of...
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies.
That's quite impossible at the moment. However...
My Lady Inquisitor, please, may I have a word with you?
How may I assist you, revered mother?
With the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to...
I have already told you, revered mother. Lady Leliana and Seeker Cassandra cannot be spared.
But surely with the support of the Empire, the Inquisition will not be harmed by the loss of just 2 souls.
Why do you need Liliana and Cassandra?
They were Her Holiness's most trusted advisors. They represent her... They could rally the Grand Clerics to follow as no candidate from the clergy has been able to.
Liliana and Cassandra are...
Not yet. But they could be. There is precedent. Other times when clerics remain deadlocked, Lady Liliana and Seeker Cassandra were Justinian. Our late divine is still held in high esteem. To honor her, the Grand Clerics might...
How long does the Chantry...
Several months, at least. If one of them is crowned divine, she would not be returning to the Inquisition.
Liliana and Cassandra would have to make...
And they certainly will, at a later date. You must excuse us, Reveal. Don't let them detract from your victory at Halam-Shiral. The support of the Empire should make our search for the Grey... Varric is eager to help his friend Hawk.
Now this is a hall worthy of the Inquisition.
Where's my...
My dear, I'm afraid I must ask you for help. There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern. I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the Civil War.
If I'm going to hunt down a snowy wyvern, I need you to tell me everything you know about it.
They're quite rare and exceedingly dangerous. Ordinary hunters would not make the attempt. The risk is too great. You, my dear, would certainly be an equal to this monster.
I didn't know you were an alchemist, Vivian. What exactly is this project you're working on?
It is a special request from a member of the Council of Heralds. I am still the Imperial Court Enchanter, after all. The matter is private. That is all there is to say.
You want me to risk my life to get this thing for you, but you won't tell me what it's for.
My dear, it is hardly proper for me to blab the secrets of those who put trust in my discretion. I would do no less for you, after all.
I'm not a hunter. Why do you think I can help?
This beast is not hunted for sport, as other wyverns sometimes are. It is far more deadly. In the past, chevaliers have been dispatched to either kill the creatures or drive them away from villages. Since my chevaliers have fallen to political conflict, I find myself in need of someone with a martial aptitude.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful. I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success. You acquitted yourself well enough in the game, my dear, and now you have the gratitude of an empire. Well done.
A learned child is a blessing upon his parents and onto the Maker.
Blessed are they who stand before the corrupt and the wicked and do not fall. Blessed are the peacekeepers, the champions of the just.
Stone mad, Inquisitor.
Do you have...
Tell you who better, right?
another time?
Best of...
I need to have a few words with my publisher. The first one will be... They've claimed for years... Sorry, distracted. Anyway, you need something?
I read you...
That's a pretty common reaction. Go ahead.
Carry on.
What can I do for you, Inquisitor?
I want...
I'll tell you what I can.
I've seen...
That's... To tell the truth, we don't really know what the...
I think that...
Yeah.
bracing to be in the thick of the game again. The last time I was at Alam, there were a dozen of... But until the Duchess was unmasked, I've never seen the Winter Palace in shock.
You don't see the Empress of Orlais almost killed?
Not so brazenly. The game's become increasingly insular in the past few years. Corypheus skillfully took advantage. It's disturbing. So few people in the Orlesian court were aware of the Duchess's machinations.
You'd think the game's as great as players would spot a murderer in their midst.
As I said, insularity. Familiar but let's not lose sight of victory. Your actions at the ball have secured us allies and favors alike.
I kept dreading I'd drop the wrong spoon or step on a general's foot.
Well done. Feuds that spanned ages have sparked over less.
Really?
Inquisitor never underestimates the enmity of those for whom outrage. I was hoping you'd be by. We've received letters from Archon Redanus of Tevinter and King Marcus. For both monarchs to come to us is nearly unheard of.
Then the Inquisition's deed?
They'd never had contact. Archon Redanus requests King Marcus asks the same, but demands we pledge allegiance to Nevara instead of Tevinter.
What course of action would you take?
Strained as their relationship with Orlais is, their friendship is difficult to win, and Marcus is a fading power. Tevinter is the longer, richer game.
Tell the Archon the...
Very good, Inquisitor.
So it's true. There is, after all, no shortage of vultures circling the Sunburst throne.
Is becoming divine some...
When Justinia was alive, I would have laughed at anyone who even... Things have changed. Restoring the Chantry will be like trying to steer a sinking vessel through a storm.
Whoever becomes divine will have...
And I'm sure whoever becomes divine will absolutely... The Chantry is faltering, but it still has influence. Who tells the people a divine within... But this is a discussion.
There are spirits hovering by the Veil to observe the thrones of powerful nations. The Machin... After our time in Halam Shiral, I understand why. I had forgotten how I missed court intrigue.
You miss court...
Oh, well, but... And always. In any event, Celine should now be a steadfast ally. Especially after helping her neutralize Briala.
Am I sensing concern over how we dealt with Briala?
No. I'm sorry. I was confused. I do not consider myself to have much in common with the elves.
Your people have lost...
I think I joined... As for the elves of Orlais, Briala did what she could.
Even if we couldn't help Briala, I hope we can make...
Stop It speaks well of you, instead of just...
Welcome back.
Inquisitor.
Anything we can do, just ask.
Thank you.
I've heard of Warden Blackwall, an influential member of the Order.
Great. So he's able to conscript at will, I suppose.
Don't worry yourself. They only take the exceptional.
Go eat nug butter.
Be better?
In our kingdom with hope and pride, once we
Oh, my mate. Fortunately, you tied twice as many threads as cut. There are... Although, I couldn't suggest how. That is better decide...
How's it go?
With Sky... I think...
As you are.
We are here. Nothing.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra?
And you think I could... I've heard enough for one day.
Is there a problem?
Mother Giselle is kind, and she means... I assume you've heard that Leliana and I are both because of what happened at Halamshir. So now the Chantry bandies our names about without even asking us first.
If you don't want it, then tell them so.
Surely it was never meant. The Chantry, the Circle of Magi, the Temple. The Chantry should provide faith, hope. Instead, it cannot veer from its course, even in the face of certain death.
The Chantry has failed, Cassandra.
I wonder if the legions of faithful throughout Thedas... Did you know Varric is... Oh, he blasphemes with every second breath, but deep down... But he would never step foot in a Chantry. It should be the first place to which... It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one to change it.
We have more important things to worry about right now. But that's not today.
I suppose I should not be so concerned. The cleric, for now, restoring order and stopping corruption.
Grand, isn't it? To know the sanctity of our great institution.
Inquisitor?
How is Baron Edward?
Cold, I imagine. Why?
If the red lyrium continues to grow, the cold will be the least of his problems. Inquisitor.
Any Venatori activity?
If my agents find anything, you will be the first to know.
At your service. At your service.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. Inquisitor.
All right.
At your service.
Inquisitor.
At your service.
To work?
At your service.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. At your service.
Inquisitor. All right.
At your service.
Inquisitor.
Let's see what we have.
At your service. Inquisitor.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor?
Inquisitor.
All right.
It's good to see you.
How do you stay so civil?
Bonds of circle. And I do deplore rudeness in those who know better.
Does it eat?
Well, the game can be... But honestly, I'd miss meeting people. I've made the most fascinating friends.
One good thing about becoming Inquisitor has been me.
I'm pleased. Mages, Templars, Seekers, and an apostate elf are not often found working in harmony.
What do the...
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged...
Let's speak...
Goodbye. First, this wasn't my idea. It is an issue born of titles and heir apparency and... Halam Shiral is having difficulty freeing trade routes formerly controlled by Duchess Florian. Had she been tried, her assets would be forfeit and considerable bureaucracy avoided. So they ask that we judge her.
There is worth and weight in every judgment, no matter how unusual.
That was the time allotted for rebuttal. Her crimes negated any claim to... Forgive me, there is an odor.
I call for rehabilitation. The skull shall do public theater about the evils of evil. I also judge the box. End table for orphans.
That's quite enough, Inquisitor. Point taken.
Where's my other hand? Right there.
Inquisitor?
Well, it seems.
Oh, yes. Been at this post over a day.
Done by tomorrow, they said.
Inquisitor. Nothing to report, sir.
I wonder how different this land looked back when the elves had it.
Shall we have a look around?
think Blackwall would have liked to have been here for this.
There must be something here.
Just let me do it.
We'll be joining up soon.
Good day. It's good to see you. Good day. What do you need?